Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I am your host, Greg Chatmendy, along with my co-host, the second hottest man on the planet, Gavin Modrizzle.
Who's number one?
Also you. You take up all spots.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. We will be going through all week 6 games besides... Well, we can go through Buccaneers, Eagles if we want.
Not again. I don't want to do that again.
We'll be going through these games, and then we will be doing predictions after, because it's just easier to do it that way. And we'll be doing the power rankings to end the podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, you subscribe. We do these every Saturday. We do them live in between 11 p.m. CSC and like midnight. Yeah.
Maybe that entire time frame.
But if you have a normal sleep schedule, they will be up immediately after anyway. So enjoy them as you please. So anyway, would you like the Chiefs football team line or the Dolphins Jags line?
Ooh.
Oh, Buccaneers Eagles, I'll just go over quickly. The scoreboard makes it closer than it looks like. That's about it. Oh, these are not the actual scores. This is the Madden scores. These aren't the real... Whatever. All right. Which ones do you want?
Dolphins Eagles.
Dolphins Eagles? He doesn't want to talk about either any games this week, so he's going to make up games to talk about.
I'll do Dolphins Jags, I guess.
All right. Jags. That's up first.
Dolphins Jags was quite the showcase of...
Awful. Bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't even...
Dolphins,
you can go for it. Yeah.
They played football.
Technically, you can call it that.
Lost the Jags, though, so I'm not sure if it counts as football. And Tua is down bad.
As in, he might not even be on the Dolphins in 2 weeks. We'll see where he is after the bye, because there are heavy rumors of Watson to the Dolphins and Tua to the Broncos. Not I feel like every quarterback's been rumored to the football team, and every time the coach is like, "No, we like Taylor Heineke," and everyone is like, "I want the new one." Yeah, but this game pretty much exemplified like these are two of the worst teams in the league right now. And it's not even like one of those. It's not even like most 2 bad teams where it just looks like they're not that bad because they're both really bad. They just both looked so bad. Like that, the Jags going it for 4th down for no reason didn't make sense. Their kicker getting drug tested because he hit a field goal was funny. Not good. Not good. Not fun. Don't recommend watching. Sorry, London, but
we gave you that masterpiece.
Speaking of a masterpiece of just terrible Chiefs football team. So they retired Sean Taylor's number, which would have been a nice gesture if they had told his family, planned this much further in advance, and don't have a large amount of drama around him. So it just feels like a PR stunt. It doesn't feel right. And then on top of that, we have Mahomes' brother Jackson dancing on Sean Taylor's number on the sideline. Like, bro.
That's it, man.
Imagine I went up to Mahomes' like dead grandfather or something. I don't know if his grandfather's dead, but you get the point. And just started doing TikTok dances on his grave, like renegade. Like, I'm sure they wouldn't enjoy that very much. So Jackson, he should be banned from sidelines.
Yeah.
I don't know why they still allow him to. He poured water on a Ravens fan. Terrible person. He's a terrible person. Chiefs won this game. If they were losing it in the half, But then the football team was like, oh, wait, we don't like playing defense this year, so they stopped. The Chiefs didn't look that good against the football team, who aren't very good. So, you have to get it together, Kansas City. You're down bad. All right, Gavin, you need to talk about Rams Giants.
Absolute blow up. Because of Cooper Kupp, I lost some fantasy. But, yeah, Giants, that was kind of expected. You got the Rams did what they needed to do. They didn't lose to a team that they should beat this time from New York. Not having...
Shut up.
I wasn't even referencing that, but as I went through it, I'm like, oh yeah, the Titans did lose there.
Shut up. Shut up. Keep talking. Next. Talk about Taylor Rapp or something. Like.
Yeah, Matt Stafford is playing really well.
I think anyone that watched Matt Stafford in Detroit knew that this was going to happen.
We got to see a lot of that.
Yeah, Taylor Rapp had 2 picks. Daniel Jones sucks. Their offense sucks. Their defense sucks. Everything about them sucks.
Except for Saquon, but he's dead.
Speaking of sucking, we have the Texans and the Colts. The Colts blew out the Texans. Any surprise there? No. Jonathan Taylor. Derrick Henry hates the Jaguars, and Jonathan Taylor hates the Texans. It's like, you know, well, Derrick Henry hates all AFC South teams, but Jonathan Taylor tends to do well against the Texans, and he did very well, very, very well. So it wasn't close, as it shouldn't be, and it really exemplified how much better an okay team is to a terrible team.
Yep.
Like, the Colts aren't a good team. It's just they're not the bottom of the barrel like the Texans. And Indy won with relative ease. Really, like, not even like a slight hitch in their plan. Speaking of teams that had no trouble, we have Cincy and Detroit. Battle for the meow meow.
Cincinnati did what a lot of teams probably should have been doing already. But they finally just showed up and were like, hey, Detroit, you're not good. Can you stop playing close with good teams? And they blew them out. Honestly, that just made me respect Cincinnati being a good team. Just, like, I don't even care that the Lions lost. Like, that was just kind of expected. But Cincinnati blowing them out, that, like, it has me believing in them a bit more.
Yeah, and it's really a big momentum shift for them going into Baltimore this week. Because I believe they are at M&T Bank, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So, Jamar Chase is really good at football. No surprise there. CJ Osoma had 1 catch, and good for him. Got a touchdown. So the Bengals can continue to go meow, and the Lions can continue to purr. In all reality, the Bengals just owned this game. Just like Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears. Yeah, sorry, Bears fans. He's not wrong. Honestly, he'd be a better owner for you. Just have McCaskey sell it to Aaron Rodgers, you know?
Probably has the money to, right?
Probably not. The Bears are a $1 billion team.
Sure.
But, yeah, the Bears kind of kept it close for a bit. There's a lot of terrible, terrible calls in this game. This was a terribly reffed game. Bad calls on both sides, but the Bears probably had it a little bit worse, but it wasn't, like, significantly worse, you know? There's the really bad OPI call against Equinemius St. Brown. There's a bunch of terrible holds. Darnell Mooney was pretty good. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears. He just did Aaron Rodgers things, and even though the game was reffed poorly... The hell is that?
It's a car.
There's not even... Okay, whatever.
So we thought there might be a lot of offense in this game.
Well, one team decided to have it. The other team decided not to. Chargers, Ravens.
I think the Chargers' leading rusher had like 11 yards on the day.
It was 12, and it was Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Like, you can't win like that. Tom Brady can have more rushing yards in a game than that. I don't know. You had a really good game against the Browns, and then you looked like... I don't even know what you looked like. You looked... I guess it was the Chargers, but...
It really was a Chargers performance. Look really good and make a statement win 1 week, and the next week it just looked like you're a bottom of the barrel terrible team that shouldn't even be considered a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
It's sad when you make the Ravens defense look good, and they made the Ravens defense look like you're playing Buffalo. It was a terrible showing.
Yeah, 85 Bears they were playing out there, I think.
Herbert was throwing picks. Eckler was, I think he had 6 rushes for 7 yards. Nothing got going. It was a terrible, terrible showing by the Chargers. Good on the Ravens, though. Lamar Jackson's really good at football. I would say he's the MVP candidate, but I'll be talking about the actual MVP frontrunner later.
Alright.
Vikings, Panthers. We predicted that the Vikings would stumble their way into a win. They did.
Like, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, so went into overtime, of course, but like...
There's not really much to say.
There was block punts, there was not defense, and then there was defense. I don't know, it was a well-rounded game if you were looking for intro to the NFL 101.
I mean, I would maybe save that for like the Monday night game.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Kirk Cousins threw a touchdown pass to BC Johnson. Is that who he threw it to?
Yeah.
At the end of the game to win it. The Panthers decided they didn't want to play defense anymore, which feels like the kind of the theme of every overtime game this year, where the team that loses just decides they don't want to play defense and gives up a deep pass at the end of the game. And there'll be another one of those later. So, Gavin, you have the Cardinals and what's left of the Browns.
Cardinals are undefeated. They've played really well. Browns got, well, injuries hurt them a bit. Baker Mayfield's out long term. Nick Chubb's out for at least 3 more weeks. Kareem Hunt is possibly out for the season, but unsure. They also have some defenders hurt.
Landry's back at least.
Yeah,
you know.
Jarvis Landry's back. OBJ came back and then got hurt again. Good for him. They're down dead, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Derek Johnson, or whatever. I don't know how to say his name.
I don't remember. I don't even.
He did really good.
Granted, it was against the Broncos. Like, come on.
Case Keenum played like he did when he was with the Vikings. You know,
game managing. Let's go. I like the Browns. Don't get me wrong. I just don't believe in them without what they do best: running the ball. They have O lineman hurt, and they're down to their 3rd string running back. Case Keenum's their quarterback. Their defense is already pretty weak. This team is probably going to have some struggles. So it's going to be all down to coaching if they win any games. Because this is roster, you're pretty much sending out the Falcons at this rate.
You think this is the Falcons?
No, the Falcons have a little bit worse than this, but you know what I mean. It's not good.
This is the Jacoby Brissett Dolphins.
Oh yeah, they're also really weak. Yeah, oh god. Yeah, they're struggling. Speaking of teams that are struggling, we have the Broncos and the Raiders. Both of them, not just one. The Raiders had a real rough week. I believe Gavin predicted the Broncos would win. I predicted the Raiders would win because of that weird statistic where teams who get a new head coach tend to win games. And it wasn't close. The Raiders put on the pedal and just never let go. I believe Teddy Bridgewater threw 5 interceptions or something. Teddy checked down to the defense.
They still knew he was a better option than Drew Lock.
Drew Lock might have thrown 6 in a matter of 3 plays. Don't ask how, he just would have.
Throws a pick. Throws another pick after it's fumbled.
The Broncos suck. The Raiders had a real rough week, but the Broncos are so bad. Probably one of the worst teams in football. They might have went 3-0, but ugh. Alright, so now the Cowboys and the Patriots.
This game went into overtime.
I can take this one if you want, and you can take Seattle Steelers, because I watched a lot of this game.
Yeah, you can take it.
Trevon Diggs got his weekly interception of receiver fall down, he get ball, and then got toasted the next play. People will still think he's the best corner in the league, and it's not even close. But he's J.C. Jackson, but again. CeeDee Lamb got fined $10K after scoring the game-winning touchdown in overtime. What else happened in this game? Nothing really too eventful. It was a really close game. It was a pretty good game, I'll be honest with you. Mac Jones was pretty good. The Cowboys were pretty good. It was a good all-around game. I wasn't as offended watching it as I was the Dolphins-Jaguars. But the Cowboys won, as they probably should have, so good on them. All right, Gavin.
I watched the entire Seahawks game.
I watched half of it.
It was not the most enjoyable thing to watch, but it was there.
At least it was more enjoyable than the Jaguars and the Dolphins.
True. Geno Smith played really well throughout the game. TJ Watt just kind of was bound to get something going against what the Seahawks call in the line. And it worked. Overtime. 3 games went into overtime this week.
We had one that almost did in Buffalo, Tennessee. So, hey, Bills Mafia.
Buffalo, Tennessee. Yep, Buffalo, Tennessee.
Bills Mafia says they're taking over Nashville, huh? You think you're taking over Nashville? You think you can just do that? You think you can just stomp on into the King's turf and claim it as your own? Who do you think you are? Sure, we might go somewhere else and lose to the Jets, but you don't come into Nashville and say it's Bills territory.
The Jets can only beat playoff contenders.
Derrick Henry is really good at football. Any surprise there? No. The Titans' defense looked competent, even though they have 0 corners at this rate. And no, Janoris Jenkins does not count as a corner. He's a liability. Ryan Tannehill was pretty good. Julio Jones had a ridiculous catch.
The helmet catch.
But not even. It hit off. It was a clear OPI. The defender looked really confused. And then Julio Jones caught it like 10 yards down the field. It was really dumb. Bills fans complained that it was ref ball because they didn't call holding on one Derrick Henry big run. Cry about it? I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna.
Henry claimed multiple victims.
Derrick Henry threw Star Lutulele on the ground, who I who ESPN refuses to pronounce his name right. They kept saying Star Latulole, and I wanted to punch him in the head. I'm just gonna make a commentary about ESPN real quick. They were sucking off the Bills the entire time. Even when it came down to the end of the game when they were losing and it was that goal line stand, they were still just all Bills. It really felt like I was listening to Bills radio while watching a Titans game on national television. They were like, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the bubble. And it's like, even when after a Titans big run, they were like, they would just like ignore it and then go look at more Josh Allen stats. And it felt like the Titans were disrespected going into the game. They're disrespected during the game, and even after the game. People almost called it like a fluke victory. And I feel like you can't call it that, because you'd be like, well, Josh Allen slipped at the end. Jeffrey Simmons was already blowing up that play anyway. If you watched the play, he was already in there. Josh Allen slipping just made sure, like 100%, that like it wasn't going through. And Bills fans are going to complain about it, but the Titans won, and I would have gone for it on a 4th down too. Personally, I would do that 100% of the time. I disagreed with the play call. I thought it was a little weird, but the Titans won, and they can compete with these good teams, and someone needs to put some respect on the Titans. Like, they have the best running back in the league and probably the MVP frontrunner at this point. And you can't say, well, no, you're just being biased. All right. He's on track for 2,200 yards. That's 100 more than the current NFL record. And he has more games. Shut up. He's on track. What was it? Like, he's like 20-something touchdowns, 24, 26 or something. That's ridiculous. Derrick Henry is a top 3 player in the league, and because he's on the Titans, I feel like people only care about him when their team's playing the Titans. He's ridiculous. Sorry, I had to crap on NFL media. You want to talk about the Broncos and the Browns? So I want to ignore this game ever happened.
I talked about it a bit with the Browns. I don't think we need to talk about the Broncos. Same response for the Raiders game. So yeah, we're good.
All right, Panthers Giants. Man, this game's gonna blow. But I'm gonna pick the Panthers because the Giants suck really bad.
I had the Panthers as like a sleeper team to make the playoffs, and to be frank, I think that's still possible. But
they'll be the Bears of this season.
Yeah.
I'm
actually gonna go with the Giants here. I think the Giants are gonna find a way to randomly win this.
I'm gonna disagree and call it a day. I feel like we should both agree on this one, though. I don't think there's a way the Patriots lose to the Jets, and if they do, man, that'd be impressive. Hello.
Yeah, I think the Patriots beat the Jets. It's possible that Zach Wilson has another negative point fantasy performance.
Now, we're probably on one of the games of the week at least. We have Chiefs-Titans. Can I go on another rant about NFL media again?
No.
Damn it. Anyway, people are like, this is a chance for the Chiefs to bounce back. The Chiefs bounce back game, and it's like the Titans just beat the Bills, who people are saying is the best team in the league. Like, what do you? One day, someone will respect the Titans.
The Titans winning.
So do I. The Chiefs' defense is so awful, and Patrick Mahomes is playing like he's Carson Wentz.
Yep.
And we're there in Nissan Stadium. And remember what happened to the last team that decided they wanted to try and claim Nissan Stadium? Alright, they're the Bills, and Bills fans are still crying about it. I almost got excelled for my AP Government and Politics class, so I mean,
Did you actually, make a joke at the teacher?
Yeah, of course I did.
Nice. Alright, next.
Football team Packers. I just think the Packers are going to win. The football team's not good. Their defense is so bad. I don't know what happened. It's just not good anymore. Chase Young and Montez Sweat have been invisible. Like they're not even playing. Like I don't know what's going on with them.
Maybe they aren't.
Yeah, maybe they're injured and we just don't know.
Football team's hiding it in their emails.
That's email number 400,376.
Yeah. Chase Young actually was just like killed in Washington, so he hired some stunt double.
Alright, and next we have vomit-inducing game of the week. The Falcons, the Dolphins. Oh, God.
Who is starting on Teeks' fantasy team?
I think the Falcons are going to win because the Dolphins are just that bad. Is Xavier Howard playing, actually?
Yeah, he is.
That changes things a bit. Is Byron Jones playing?
Tua.
I don't know.
You know what?
How's Ridley's playing?
Do you guys have to do this right now? There's a train going by in the middle of an apartment complex. Like, what's going on here?
I think the Falcons win.
I think the Falcons win too. Cordell Patterson's about to go for like 70 fantasy points, because why not?
Of course he is.
Next we have another possible contender of game of the...
points to up. I need you. I can't lose my streak.
Next we have another possible game of the week. We have the Ravens and the Bengals. This is going to be an offensive showcase as long as the Bengals decide they want it to make it one, unlike the Chargers.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe the Ravens don't want to do it this
Go
time.
Bengals.
Maybe they'll just lay an egg.
Yeah, this is just going to be Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow and his fleet of angry kitties. And if you try and tell me this team, the Ravens, isn't just Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown just runs straight. Mark Andrews is just a check down guy, and then Lamar Jackson pretty much does the rest.
Angry kitty.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is like the quarterback equivalent to Derrick Henry. Is that you always need someone in the box because of him. Not in the same sense, because like for Lamar you need a spy, and for Derrick Henry you just need 20 people to tackle him. But I have the Ravens winning just because the Ravens are at home. But I think the Bengals are probably going to put up a fight.
It's all dependent on if the Ravens defense wants to be what the Ravens defense was last week, or if they want to be what they were against the Raiders. I think the Bengals will probably win, because I feel like the Ravens are just inconsistent enough on defense that they probably will be bad again this week. But we'll see.
Alright, I'll mark down the Bengals for now. Next we have Lions-Rams. We really have to talk about this. It's going to be Matt Stafford killing the team that tortured him for so long. He's going to put the kitty down. Now imagine if the Lions win, though.
Jared Goff revenge game. Let's go.
Sean McVay always talked crap about Jared Goff, and so does his current coach. But Matt Stafford is, I think, probably going to kill them. Their defense isn't very good, I'm going to be honest, and the offense is probably even worse. So, Rams, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they shooting each other now? What is going on? Are they scared?
Jared, just give the ball to DeAndre Swift, please.
Alright. What the hell? Next we should probably talk about Eagles Raiders. I have the Raiders winning just because the Eagles suck.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to talk about Texans Cardinals either?
Cardinals win.
Yeah.
Survivor pick.
We have Bears Tampa, and Tampa can win this game if Tom Brady learns to count to 4.
Nick Foles isn't playing into Tampa win.
That's true. Nick Foles is playing. I pick the Bears every time. Next we have Colts Niners. I have the Niners winning just because I hate the Colts.
But
Niners defense hasn't been great. I think Jonathan Taylor will have another big game, but I think the Niners should win.
all right, and last but not least, actually, the Seahawks are on prime time again.
Yep, every week. Every week. Geno Smith.
Saints, get him off my screen.
Jameis Winston versus Geno Smith.
I'm the
Jameis
best in the
Winston.
nation.
Gets blown in coverage. Jamal Adams sucks, by the way. He's not good. What's up, linebacker that pretends he can cover people sometimes? All right, now we're on to the power rankings. Evens or odds, Gavin?
Odds.
All right, cool. So that means I start with a team that's only probably this far, this point, because they lost to the Jaguars. How? It's the Dolphins. Man, you suck. Moving on.
Jaguars. Only up one because they beat the Dolphins. Next.
Man, you also suck. Speaking of teams that also suck, the Lions. Please win for your coach. I feel so bad for him. Next.
Alright. The Jets. They're up because the Dolphins lost to the Jaguars, and well, they're not as bad as the Lions. Next.
Well, maybe they're just as bad, but they've won a game.
Yeah.
Next we have the... I feel like we always group these two together. It's the Giants. They don't have anything anymore. They're a shell of a team that was already not very good. So, sorry, New Jersey. Next.
Next 5 teams are in the same order as they were last week. We have the Texans here at 27. They're above the other teams because, well...
The other teams suck. The Giants and the Jets are up from what they were before.
That's true.
Alright.
Yeah.
Next we have a team that I thought might maybe move up just because they couldn't lose this week. It's the Falcons. You know, if you win again, you might make it to the high 20s, Falcons. At least you have that going for you. Next.
Alright, Eagles are in the same spot. They didn't play since the last power rankings. But, you know, they're still here.
They're
Probably
existing.
will fall, but, you know, never know. Next.
Next we have the Chicago Aaron Rodgers. They are not good. Darnell Mooney's really good. Gavin just passed out. Darnell Mooney's really good. Eddie Jackson is not. Moving on.
Colts
Boo.
beat the Texans.
Good for you, Colts.
Next.
The Colts have beaten the Dolphins and the Texans. Maybe they shouldn't be this high, but whatever. We have the Broncos.
They close with the Ravens, though.
That's true. This team sucks. People were like, well, maybe they can be play. No, they're not good. Not
The
good.
Broncos did not play close with the Ravens.
This team cannot even stay close with an average team. It's quite sad. They're in that weird. I'm not bottom of the barrel terrible, but I'm also not even average. But I'm not as good as the below average team, so I'm just bad. You know?
Yeah.
Next.
The Patriots are actually moving up after playing good against the Cowboys.
I think you should say that was so bad.
Well, that's true. They barely beat the Texans. And then they barely lost to the Cowboys, so I don't know what to say about them.
Don't mind this. Stephon Gilmore's still here. I didn't feel like trading him in this thing. Next we have the Seahawks, who have Geno Smith. Yay. He loves throwing to DK Metcalf. It's his favorite thing to do. Screw Tyler Lockett. Screw Tyler Lockett. I have DK Metcalf, and he only throws to DK Metcalf. Next.
Football team, what's up with the defense, man? What's wrong? J. McKissick was your top rusher again.
Yeah.
As he should be. But what's up with the rush? What's up with defense? Like, come on.
Figure it out, please. Now we have the Panthers, who are slowly moving further and further down the list. If you win this week, you probably won't go up very much, but you'll at least go up a bit. So, do that, please. You might get McCaffrey back soon, so that's good for you.
Next is the Vikings, who are up because they stumbled into a victory against the Panthers.
Yeah, go Vikings. Next, we have the Niners, who moved up somehow. Don't question it. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
We got the Steelers moving up because their teams are just so bad that their performance against Geno Smith made them look good. Next.
We have the Saints, who... Sure. I don't even remember anything about the Saints. What did the Saints do? Were they on bye? They were on bye. Right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
So the Niners went up on bye and the Saints went down, but, you know... Next.
Yeah, the team that went above them are the Raiders. Everyone else was already above them. The Browns went down because their team is hurt. Really all you could say. Next.
Yeah, they were close against the Broncos, which, like I said, are bad. Next, we have a team that actually didn't move because they beat another bad team. It's the Chiefs. They are... Something's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with them. Next.
Got the Raiders moving up from the 20s, actually, up to 11. Because we realized that John Gruden is actually holding them back. It was just the Broncos, so maybe if they, they play the Eagles this week, so maybe it doesn't matter. But maybe if they just keep winning, then they'll move up more.
Yeah,
Next.
pretty much as long as, the Bengals don't lose, 60-10 against against them, the Raiders will probably stay here. Who is next? Oh, next is the Chargers. The Chargers felt a lot because they were not able to hold up with the Ravens. They couldn't keep up with another Super Bowl contending team, and that's kind of concerning. Next.
Got the Titans moving up. They didn't move up much, but
They're in the top
Bills.
10, yeah.
They are in the top 10. They beat the Bills, which are above them. But, it's all good.
How is
That's
Derrick Henry not a 99 in Madden yet, by the way?
they're slowly moving him up. They have to get all the 99 stuff ready first.
He's being too good, they just can't. Alright, next is the Bengals. Man, Bengals fans, aren't you happy to be here? Top 10, huh? Who would have seen it? Not me.
Bengals.
Just keep doing your best, Bengals. We're cheering for you. Kitty go meow. Next.
The Packers actually leaped the Bengals here, even though the Bengals seem to stay in the same spot.
That's just because the only reason the Packers were above the Bengals before was because it was a funny haha.
Yeah. Packers also play a little bit more of a competent opponent than the Bengals in one, but all good.
Yay,
Elbow
Packers.
cough, elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough.
All right,
elbow
next we
cough,
have
elbow
the
cough, elbow cough.
Cowboys. They're pretty good, huh? Yeah. They're beating teams. I don't even know what to say about them. you good job, Dallas. Next.
You got the Ravens. They had played good defense for a week. Let's see if they can keep it up.
2 weeks. Next we have another R team. We have the Rams, who unless the Bills, Cards, or Bucks lose, we'll probably stay at 4 because they're playing the Lions. And,
Unless they lose.
yeah, if they lose or tie the Lions, they're probably going down by a lot, actually. They'll probably be like borderline 10, is that right?
You're going with another Lions gets to be in the top 10 if they win.
Yeah, why not? Yay. Aaron Donald's really good at football. I like Aaron Donald. Yeah.
Buccaneers stay in the same spot because they haven't played since, and well, the teams around them did stuff. Next.
Who's their starting corner this week?
Jamal Dean's back.
Oh, that's good. Next we have the Bills, who can't be number 1 because they take over Nashville, and they failed miserably. You suck. You shouldn't even be the top. Actually, let's move them down to 32. The Bills are at 32, and I'm moving the Dolphins up to 2.
No. We aren't doing that.
Fine, whatever. Yeah, but you're number 2 still, I guess. Whatever. Bills Mafia is still... You couldn't hide forever from the king.
We've already lost a few times to him.
The monarchy took notice. Alright, and finally
Some
for number 1.
revolution just happens every time.
Finally number 1.
I got the Cards. They're undefeated.
They'll
They're gonna
probably
win
stay
again.
undefeated. Imagine if they don't, though.
I'm gonna be mad because that's my survivor pick, and I've made it this far.
How many people are even left?
In my league, there's like 134 out of 355 that started.
Football has political factions, yay.
I assume 90% of people are choosing the Cardinals this week.
Well, the other half are probably picking the Rams.
Yeah.
No, Teeks. It's there's only one government in football, and it's you must hail to the king. That is Derrick Henry.
Nah, ref ball is the government.
No, they're more like they're like a renegade group that the king just doesn't think is worth dealing with. So instead, he'll just keep running forward, and they will be too scared to call a penalty on him. Even if he like stomps on someone's arm, Yeah. Anyway, so that was our power rankings. Anything you disagree / agree with / want to yell at me for, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like. Don't dislike, please. I'm begging you, uwu.
Kitty meow.
And this is Chatmendy, along with my co-host, the third sexiest man alive, Gavin Harders, saying...